Hello everybody and welcome to my Stix Bunkjunker guide. So for this one, it's a pretty forward straight one phase fight where he just goes up in the air and does a load of lightning damage and takes less damage, and you just need to stack and make sure you're safe and you're fine. The whole thing about this fight is that people get put onto garbage balls and you need to absorb other garbage around the room and adds around the room and basically run them into a bomb to explode it so it doesn't go off and do damage to the raid, or with the spare ones, run them into the boss, and then the boss will take 1.5% of its max health as damage. And that's the general gist of the whole fight. So what I'll do is I'll go through the bombs and help you deal with them, and then I'll just show you the mechanics after that. Okay, so how you get a bomb is it appears to target random DPS and healers. I need to confirm if it does healers, but anyway, random targets apart from the tank that is actively tanking. So it'll have one tank every time that gets it that's actively tanking, and then you'll have random players, okay? Some bombs are going to spawn around the room that you need to run one of the balls into. You see it there on my screen, and I'll go through it more in depth. And essentially you need to get small sort of trash piles, and then you can get the bigger trash piles, and you need to get the bomb to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it's at its max size, you'll see the little bar at the bottom. You can run into the bomb, okay? And then it explodes, and then the damage doesn't go off. All right, so that's a general gist of how you do it, but there's obviously more to it than that. So the idea is that you need to run over the small piles, then the bigger piles, to allow you to sort of fill your bar up. And it's really important that you don't run over the wrong ones, because it knocks you back and puts you in like probably a more difficult position. And it's important that you communicate with your team about, you know, who's going where and that kind of stuff, because you don't want to just be getting stuff stolen from you all the time. So you can see here, this is what the bomb looks like, and this is what one person will be aiming for in this. And you can see that what I'm aiming for are these small piles that I've highlighted here. So you want to go for those small piles until the sort of thing, you can see I do want to get knocked back until it gets halfway. So it gets halfway here, and then you can go for the bigger piles, okay? And you can see that I keep going until I'm max size, because on the tank I've said that I'll go for the bomb, and then boom, goes for the bomb, no raid damage, sorted. The way we did it for the first rotation anyway is just make the tank do the bomb, and then make the DPS go into the boss. So when you're a DPS, you don't just need to pick up the trash piles, you can also pick up the adds. And the reason that's better for the DPS to do it is because if they pick up a load of adds and then they hit the boss and do 1.5% health damage, also all the adds then spawn by the boss and they take 100% increased damage, and it's just great, right? Also, don't roll over your other players. If you roll over your other players, you do 2.5 mil damage to them and stun them. So they're not going to be happy. Don't roll over other players. And just one more thing to add on that, these are the adds that you can roll over. There's another add that you cannot roll over under any circumstances, and I'll go through that. But in general, these adds you can roll over. You can do the hyenas when it's small, you can do the scrap ones when it's a bit bigger, okay? And I'll show some images that make sense on that as well. So this is a nice little guide for Heroic on what you should be prioritizing. So when you're a small little ball, you can get the small trash and the hyenas. When you're a medium ball, you can get the scrap masters and the medium trash. And then when you're a large ball, you either go for Stix or you go for the bomb. As stated, those that are going for Stix should pick up the scrap masters and the hyenas. Those that are going for bombs should just pick up the trash piles, so you avoid, you know, putting ads out in the middle of nowhere in Narnia, okay? I do think there's more than one bomb after intermissions, so you might have to communicate with your raid to do one tank does it and someone says I'm doing the bomb kind of thing, all right? But yeah, good little image. So very quickly, the tank mechanic, the boss will cast Demolish on you, and then after that he'll do the sorting cast, which spawns the balls and the adds and the garbage piles and all of that kind of stuff. So take the Demolish, wait to get the ball, and then the other tank can taunt off either during the cast or just afterwards, okay? And then essentially you'll get all of the stuff spawned. So good thing to note, don't just taunt off straight away, or you'll have the debuff that means you take extra damage and the other tank will be on a ball and you'll be pretty screwed. Okay, so the next mechanic is an incinerator debuff that goes out over the whole raid. Well, people, not the whole raid. And so it's a little red circle that does splash damage to anyone that's also in the circle. So you'll see it's just about to come in here. So you can see I get it and a load of other people around me get it. And you can see there's so many of us that have got it. So we're doing a load of splash damage. However, if you manage to set like one of these garbage piles, then it's gone. No one can roll over it. And it does a ticking debuff to the raid. The more and more you have of them, the ticking debuff remains and it'll just stay there and do more and more damage. So you need to loosely spread just before this comes in. Make sure you're not stood in any garbage and just deal with it. You can see we set some more light over there and they'll just stay like that. So yeah, just make sure that you are not, you know, standing in a silly position and setting light to a load of garbage. Okay, there's an ad on Heroic called the Territorial Bombshell. It is not a bomb, it has a mini bomb attached to it. The way that you deal with this is that you DPS it to 75% health, and then you can move it into where you are and kill it. You do not roll over it in a bomb. If you roll over it in a bomb, it destroys your ball and will do the damage and go off. You've got 30 seconds to kill it naturally, and basically, yeah, you just need to get it down below 75% health, then you get it towards you, then you make sure that no balls go over it, otherwise it's going to destroy the ball, and you just DPS it down. Okay, at some point the boss will get bored of you and he will just fly up in the air, and you just need to dodge a load of stuff and maybe kill off the ads that are there, but don't chase around the boss. It's pointless. He takes 99% less damage. Just don't be in the circle at the end, and try sort of loosely group to get some healing done, and then rinse and repeat. That will change a little bit in Mythic. I think he does a lot more damage after he comes down, but yeah, for Heroic, he will just go up in the air when he gets bored and crack on. And just one more helpful image. You can see here, this tells you what the ads do and how you should deal with them. The power core you don't need to worry about, it's in Mythic, but yeah, if you want to like screen grab this or something, it's quite useful. But yeah, thanks. As always, a big thanks to you guys for watching. If you could leave a like and subscribe, it really does help. And a big thank to those that help, as always. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.